Hello everyone! Welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, the channel where we look past the noise and tell the full story. Behind the moments everyone is talking about. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap join to support more deep dive videos like this one. Today's episode is all about a tender detail that sent the internet into a frenzy. Barış Arduç made a small but unmistakably romantic move that had fans grinning from ear to ear. And then, less than 24 hours later, Elkin Sang-woo posted a photo that reignited an old debate and left everyone asking the same question. What is the story behind these necklaces? We're going to walk through the full context. The history of Barış Arduç and Gups Say, why some viewers still attach Barış to Elkin Sang-woo, how a single letter around his neck became a headline, and why Elkin's post the next day added fuel to the fire. 1. A relationship that chose private happiness over public noise. Let's rewind. Gups Say and Barış Arduç didn't arrive on the scene as a publicity couple. Their story began with friendship and creative collaboration long before anyone suspected romance. In 2020, they crowned that journey with a quiet seaside wedding in Kesno Press Circus. No sponsor wall, no choreographed spectacle. From day one, they set a tone. We show the work to the world and we keep our love at home. That tone has been tested over the years. Every few months, a familiar cycle appears. A rumor, a speculative headline, a recycled clip from an old red carpet. And yet, by choosing a low-drama path mutual trust instead of public play-by, Gups and Barış have outlasted chatter that would have suffocated a weaker bond. 2. The shadow of a legendary screen partnership. Now, there's a reason their private approach is constantly challenged. Barış Arduç and Elkin Sang-woo created one of the most magnetic TV pairings of the last decade. Their on-screen chemistry was so effortless that a portion of the audience continues to pair them emotionally. Years after the cameras stopped rolling, that's not malicious, it's the residue of great storytelling. Viewers keep rooting for the version of love, a series imprinted on their hearts. But reality is different. Off-screen, Barış built a life with Gups, writer, actor, and filmmaker, whose humor and intelligence have shaped much of modern Turkish comedy. And by every visible measure, their union has thrived precisely because they chose substance over spectacle. 3. The romantic gesture everyone noticed. Cut to this week. A fan video from a casual public appearance captured Barış Arduç greeting well-wishers. Nothing unusual until you look closely. Around his neck, a delicate chain holding a charm that appears to be the letter G. No speech, no dramatic reveal, just a simple pendant gently catching the light. The clip spread fast. Comment sections filled with messages like "This is love done right" and small symbol, big meaning. Why did it hit so deeply? Because the gesture was quiet. It wasn't a billboard or a glossy magazine spread. It was the kind of daily devotion people recognize from their own lives. A ring slipped back on after dishwashing. A photo in a wallet, a note tucked behind a phone case. For a public figure, the smallest affirmation can speak the loudest. Within hours, fan accounts compiled a mini timeline. Previous instances where Barış kept meaningful tokens close. Older interviews where he described love as choosing the same person every day. Moments where Gups celebrated him without turning their intimacy into content. The G necklace landed perfectly inside that pattern. 4. The next day curveball, Elkin's B. And then came the twist. The day after the G surfaced, Elkin Sang-woo uploaded a minimalist photo, a necklace resting on a knit top, the pendant shaped like a single letter B. The caption, neutral. No explanation. Instantly, the internet did what the internet does. Theories multiplied. Was it a playful nod to a co-star? A fashion choice? A private in-joke unrelated to anyone we know? With one image, Elkin managed to remind everyone of a basic truth. Public figures have interior lives we don't control. Accessories can be symbolical, simply stylish. Yet in an ecosystem primed for patterns, The juxtaposition of Barış's G and Elkin's B spun into a full-blown necklace mystery. 5. How the fandom split and what each side gets right. As comments poured in, three camps emerged. 1. The romantics. They saw the G pendant as a pledge soft, sincere, and rooted in everyday love. For them, Elkin's B was coincidence or aesthetics. The heart of the story was a husband publicly honoring his wife in the gentlest way imaginable. 2. The sleuths. They read Elkin's post as deliberate timing. Not rivalry, just a reminder that the screen partnership with Barış shaped a cultural era. In this view, her B was brand forward, an editorial image asserting independence, not an arrow in a love triangle. 3. The boundary keepers. They urged everyone to breathe. They pointed out that speculation often slides into entitlement, that 2 letters do not equal a soap opera script, and that kindness to real people matters more than clever theories. Each group touches a piece of the truth. Symbols matter, timing can be meaningful. And yes, restraint is a virtue online. The healthiest fandoms hold all 3 ideas at once. 6. Why the small things feel so big. From a media perspective, tokens like necklaces work because they are legible. They convert a private commitment into a harmless public sign. People don't need access to dinner tables or diaries to understand a single initial worn near the heart. That's why the G landed with so much warmth and why the B stirred curiosity. We grasp letters, we project onto them. And sometimes we forget that a letter can be both personal and opaque at the same time. There's also a cultural layer. In many families, initials are shorthand blessings, a way of saying you are with me, even when schedules pull loved ones apart. Actors live on sets and airplanes. Pendant can be an anchor in a profession that constantly uproots your days. 7. The long game of a low-drama love. Zoom out and the pattern comes into focus. Gups, Zay, and Barış Arduç have spent years refusing to monetize their marriage as a brand. They show up for each other, they deflect noise, and they let work speak while love stays steady in the background. The G necklace belongs to that long game. An intimate marker glimpsed in public, not a stunt crafted for clicks. At the same time, Elkin Sanggu has built her own brand on elegance and autonomy. A single letter in a welcome post photo fits her aesthetics, pure, suggestive, and on her terms. If anything, the 2 images placed side by side tell a story about different forms of self-possession, not conflict. 8. What this means for fans and for the industry. For fans, the takeaway is simple and beautiful. Relationships can be honored without constant explanation. A necklace can say, "I choose you," without a press release. And a former on-screen partner can express identity and style without it being a coded message in a decades-long riddle. For the industry, the moment is instructive. Audiences responded more passionately to a small, sincere gesture than they do to choreographed couple campaigns. Authenticity scales. The fact that a quiet G generated so much goodwill suggests that viewers are hungry for stories of lasting affection that don't need pyrotechnics to be felt. 9. The responsible version of the story. Let's be clear about what we know and what we're guessing. We know Barış Arduç wore a pendant shaped like G. We know Elkin Sanggu posted a pendant shaped like B the next day. We know the internet connected the 2 and read them as conversation. Everything beyond that is interpretation, and interpretation should never harden into accusation or disrespect. So here's the responsible version. A husband publicly signaled tenderness toward Gups Zay. A celebrated co-star posted a chic image that may or may not reference a person at all. The rest is a mirror, reflecting what each of us brings to the story. Romance, nostalgia, skepticism, or simply a love of well-designed jewelry. 10. Final thoughts and your voice. In a media world that often rewards the loudest drama, Barış chose a whisper. That whisper sounded like Giond. It was enough. One day later, Elkin chose her own letter, B. reminding us that autonomy is also a lovely thing to wear. Between those two choices lies a lesson. We don't need to know everything to celebrate what is good. What do you think? Was the G necklace the sweetest public love note you've seen this year? Did the B post feel like fashion, timing, or both? Should couples keep these gestures private, or do small signs of devotion bring needed warmth to public life? Tell me in the comments. And if you appreciated this calm, complete breakdown instead of a rumor storm, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a new episode from Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.